All right, so we are gonna make our Wayne Thiebaud still lives, our pop art still lives, and they are gonna look something like this. We're gonna make some donuts. So we are gonna start with some circles. Now, you can start anywhere on your paper. I'm gonna start with the little circle. That's gonna be the donut hole, and then I'm gonna make the bigger circle. Now, remember, to make a good composition, we want our donuts, some of them, to go off the page. So over here, I'm gonna make a smiley face. And then that'll be the hole, and then I'll make the rest of the donut over here. And you can keep going, put your donuts wherever you would like. Make some of them go off the page. Maybe have two of them overlapping. Remember, we talked about overlapping when we did our crayon drawings. And you want to fill your whole paper with your donuts. Okay, now in order to put frosting on them, I'm gonna do a wavy line. Now, if you don't want frosting on one of your donuts, kind of like this one, you can just leave that wavy line off. So maybe I'll make that one unfrosted. You can also do something cool where it looks like somebody took a bite out of your donut. So you can do a rainbow line, another rainbow line, another rainbow line, and then you can erase little piece of the donut. All right, now just like we added shadows to our crayon drawings, we're gonna add some shadows to our donuts. Now, in the inside where the hole is, you're gonna do a sad face, small sad face, SS, small sad face, big happy face on the bottom, okay? So I'm gonna go on the inside, small sad face, my shadow's gonna go there, big happy face, small sad face, big happy face. Now this one, you can't really see the sad face, so I'm just gonna do the happy face. Now this one has that bite out of it, so I need to make the shadow same shape. Small sad face, big happy face, small sad face, big happy face. All right, now we are going to use the watercolors to paint our donuts. So I'm gonna dip my watercolor brush in the bucket of water. The bucket of water is gonna stay on my tray, and then I can kind of brush off some of the extra water on the side, and then I'm gonna choose the color brown. I'm gonna maybe get a little bit more water. Now, the drier your paint is, the darker your color is gonna come out. So the more water, the lighter it will be. So right now I'm painting the donut part of, like kind of the dough part of our donut. So this is not where the frosting is gonna go. The frosting is gonna go inside there. So the brown in our watercolor palette works perfectly for that. Now I don't need to dip my brush back in the water. I can just keep going into the paint. But look, it comes out kind of dark because there's not enough water. So if I want it to be lighter, I can grab a little bit more, wipe it off on the side. And I'm using my brush like a ballerina. It's tippy-toeing on my paper. I'm not squishing it down, okay? Because that will ruin the brush. So I'm gonna go on and I'm gonna just paint all of my donut dough. Take your time so you don't go outside the lines. If you go outside a little bit, that's okay. Wipe it off on the side. Now see, I was going a little too fast and I almost painted my frosting instead of my dough. tippy toes. Every time you want to change a color, you need to rinse off your brush really well in the cup of water and then kind of wipe it on the side. All right, one more. This one doesn't have any frosting on it, so I'm gonna do the whole thing. All right, now we're gonna rinse off our brush really well. Gonna get most of the water off, and I'm gonna kind of dip in the black just a little bit. And I'm going to put in those shadows. Remember the big happy face? Now it came out gray because I did not dip my brush too much in that black, okay? If you don't put enough water, it's gonna come out really dark, which we don't really want. But you can rinse off your brush in the water. Don't dip it again in the pink, and then we can kind of spread it out and it'll get lighter. And you don't want to get that black in your donut dough. Now this shadow is overlapping the other one, so I'm gonna go right on top of that other donut. Rinse my brush and kind of spread it out. All right, oh, I forgot one. Okay, next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna paint your frosting. Make sure you rinse out your brush really well. Swirl it around until you do this and it doesn't have any color coming off of it, okay? And then you can pick the first color. Sometimes you don't even need to dip your brush back in the paint. You can just dip it in the water. All right, and so you're gonna keep going and keep going until all of your frostings are filled in. And you're gonna rinse your brush really well in the water. And we're gonna go into that brown again. And on the outside edges of your donut, you're gonna just use only a little bit of water and a bunch of that brown, and you're gonna make it so it looks darker around the edges, and then kind of blend it out. Do that to all your donuts. I'm using almost no water for this part. Okay. Now, when it's time to clean up, you're gonna make sure you stop right away, and you're gonna put your brush inside the water. You're gonna swirl it around pretty well, okay? So that it's very clean, no color comes off of it. And you're gonna lay it on top of the tray, and you're gonna put your water cup back on top very carefully. Make sure it stays there. And you're gonna close your watercolors, put your pencil back, and then you're going to carry with 2 hands your painting over to the drying rack, and then we will finish up next time.